it?
I bought this ring in Africa.
Which ring?
This one. This summer I went to Africa, specifically Zambia, and I spent my summer there working at an orphanage called Every Orphan's Hope. Oh man. Africa changed the way that I view the world. It changed the way that I view people and the way I view myself. It just kind of gave me a big picture of everything there is in this world, and it just brought into perspective like how small I really am and how big God really is. First kid in my group that I interacted with. There are 11 kids in my group. She's the first one that I said hello to and was like, okay, what's your name? And I saw on her little name tag, her name was Ruth. And so I started talking to her, and one thing she did, it was so funny, she looked me directly in the eyes and she said, I don't speak English. In perfect English, and so I just kind of was like, oh, okay. And I just kind of left it at that and like would smile at her and like make motions to her and things like that. The next day we were playing soccer in this field, and we were both the goalies, and I don't play sports, but so I was just there for her, and so I just started talking to her. I didn't care if she didn't understand. I just wanted her to know that I wanted to know who she was, and that I cared about her. So I just started talking to her, and pretty soon she started responding to me in English. And we ended up having these full-length conversations where she told me about her family, she told me about her life, and she told me like about her cousins who were there, and I got to meet them, and it was just really cool to see her open up to me. And then like I ended up saying something to her, and I just looked at her and I was like, you tricked me, you said you can't speak English. And she just kind of like covered her mouth and started giggling, and just like it was just so interesting for me to see that the reason that she pretended not to know English was because she wasn't able to trust. But then on the second day even, she opened herself up to me, and so that was something that meant the world to me. The whole reason I went to Africa, a year ago I was in Panama, and I was talking to one of my leaders there, and she was telling a story about Africa, and she was talking about how she worked at an orphanage, and how she said that there was a time of worship at that orphanage, and the way that the children talked to God and the way that they worshiped was the most powerful thing that she had ever seen. She said that she had seen like a 3-year-old kid like taking their hands together, just closing their eyes, rocking back and forth, and crying out to Jesus. And she said like that their understanding was just so much. And from that point forward, that planted a seed in my heart where I was just like, I need to go there. I didn't think I was actually going to make it just 1 year later, but 1 year later I was there. I was there in Africa working with orphans. And that thought never left my mind, and while I was there was a time of prayer where we just like prayed over the day. And there's this little boy who was standing there, and he folded his hands and he closed his eyes real tight, and he was so intent, and so you knew that he was talking to God. Like you knew he was praying his own prayer, not just listening, saying like, uh-huh, yeah, amen. He was listening, and like he was talking, and it was just like, I don't know, I don't even know how to explain the moment, but it was just like, it was so real. It was made so real to me, and that's definitely one of my favorite moments. My favorite moments were the times where the kids would just be singing, and they taught us some of their songs, and it was really cool. Just like the way they sing, and they harmonize with each other, and they're like their own background singers, and it's the coolest thing. And like you just see tons and tons of kids just standing there singing along with each other, and they had like these little dance moves, and it was the cutest thing. But all of my favorite moments are, well, most of my favorite moments are just when the kids are singing. And there's a specific song that they would sing in their language, and then they started singing the English words, and I was so amazed at that.
What do the English words say?
The English words, they say, God is so good, yes, he's so good, God is so good. And it's my favorite. I have a video of it, I watch it so many times. It's just so beautiful to me, just to hear them singing that in their language and then in English, and just, yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite things.
How do you say it?
Okay.
Haunted friend, it's on its head, it struck the street. You're in Milwaukee off your feet. And once I knew I was not magnificent. Christmas night, clutch the light, the halo bright. Above my brother I insane and smile. We smoked the screen to make you what it was to be. And I don't know it in our memory. And once I knew I was not magnificent.
God is so good. God is so good. Yes, he's so good. God is so good.